Good morning, everybody. It's 8 o'clock now. Grant White has canceled on us. A few updates of the people that we have here. The city is at a FIFA meeting today, so. Here we go. So we got that. And we'll get some updates from people.
I had a couple of folks saying that it's interesting and whatnot. They're on their way. So,
We might have some coming in. Yeah, if anybody tries to get from Lee Summit to Raytown or up and down a lot of roads, good luck. It has been a little different. It will be nice when it's over. Nobody's saying it didn't need to be repaved.
right.
As far as while we're waiting for people to come on, if anybody's listening right now would be interested in being a co-chair of this committee, let me put that out there to you. We appreciate everybody coming. And let me know. I think when this is not November, so this is the first flush.
Yeah.
Of course, we'd like to get new members to the committee. And I believe we pretty well are open to anybody that's ever in the chamber to popping in on these. The other thing that we'd like to know, if anybody would like us to make an attempt to have a special speaker at any time, please let me know. I like the when we did the stadiums, when we did MoDOT, we did some people on here, and we will continue to do that too. Guiding principles. We usually go to the school district, the city of Raytown, probably rediscover from mental health issues, and I'm leaving somebody out, but at any rate, we will have a guidance sheet that we will give to our representatives at Jefferson City, that we will advocate for at the county or at any level of government. That's Jeff. Did you want to start maybe by giving us an update on your areas that you've been to?
Yes, so I wanted to, well, I thought what I could do, because this affects so many facets of what's going on. That today, Missy and Damon are at a FIFA meeting, that's a Mark FIFA meeting, but I attended the meeting 2 days ago that was specifically for cities and chambers. They also made it known that these would be two totally different meetings. And so what I have is not necessarily what they have, but hopefully they'll come and bring that back. So I presented this to our 2026 meeting that we've had yesterday. We've been having this meeting for over a year, of which we had to move it to Zoom as well because it's growing so fast. But so a little bit of an update that I had. I'll go through these, pretty quick. So if you have any questions at all, just stop me. But it was announced last week that FanFest will be at the World War I Museum, which was not a huge surprise to anybody. The organization that is heading everything up is KC 2026, or they might abbreviate it to KC 26. They're a nonprofit. They're designed that way so that they're not the KC or they're not the city, so they can work in a multi-regional aspect. We are 656 days to go from not that anybody's counting. But they are counting the days because Canada, the United States, and Mexico are host cities. They automatically are in the World Cup, and that also means based on they are Group D and nothing has been said, but there is a possibility that they would be in the quarterfinal. The quarterfinal is played at Arrowhead Stadium, so that could be huge. They made a point of saying that this is not like having 6 Chiefs games back to back. This is a totally different endeavor. KC is the smallest host city of the largest event in the world. The World Cup is definitely the largest event in the world, and of the host cities, Kansas City is the smallest to host that. As far as travel, people are traveling. They've calculated about a 2.5 hour drive radius around Kansas City. They're marketing to 6 states in regards to hotels and all that for about 650,000 fans. Of that, I think I have it here somewhere else. Of that, and I can put these tidbits in the minutes and send them out. But they have a transportation plan. And the Pam Kramer, the president, CEO of KC 2026, she's also brand new, like maybe a month or two or so. Their transportation manager, this was his 7th day on the job, but they said they're not behind on transportation, like a lot of folks had mentioned that maybe they were behind, but they're just coming at it a different way. Probably 90% of this meeting was to let everybody know about the commercial rights. And they'll have more information to come on these rights. But if you are in, if you are a business or you know of anybody that is planning on having a watch party or anything like that, like really pay attention, because they are going to be coming down on people that mention several of these trademarked keywords, much like Super Bowl, and people get around it by saying, "Yeah, watch the big game." Yeah, but this they can't. You won't even be able to say "watch party." Like that is that's going to be like infringement. And in a 1 mile radius from the events, FIFA IP or intellectual property protection is super strictly enforced. For instance, they have a huge deal with Coca-Cola. So if there's some sort of a Pepsi sign, within a mile, they are litigating and cease and desist and and taking it down, and they take it very seriously. Host city supporters can have events, but it has to be for approval. The city has been batting around the idea of maybe having some sort of a watch party, for lack of a better term, on the green space, or having something here in Raytown. And that would be an option. They just have to have people approval. Mark is going to have a website set up for cities and chambers to help work together on like a regional calendar, so that nobody's kind of stepping on anybody's toes, and they know exactly what's going on in the name of these games. There are 4 official languages of FIFA: English, and Spanish. There's an agenda thing, right?
Agenda thing.
Agenda thing. It's very brief. And then one of the questions they asked to Kathy Nelson was, will the hotels be ready? As we all know, those are, it's kind of tough to get that, which they did not have a great answer, except for the fact that there's a training program going on the Kansas side, and they would like that training program to move to the Missouri side, kind of like, like a hospitality, boot camp training type thing. Of all the hotel rooms that are required to facilitate all this, 50% have been contracted. And as far as safety and security goes, the question was asked, are we going to activate the National Guard? Because of like the police, like our established regional, city police will not be able to be enough. And there is a steering committee that was just established. And I think the majority or the consensus was that both Missouri and Kansas, the National Guard would be activated for this, if not other states. they did send out a couple of links in regards to local procurement. They want to buy local as much as they can. And so I have one link. It doesn't, it's the page is blank right now, but they're going to update it as needed. And then there is a business interest form of which these links will be on the page that I send out. And the business interest form is basically where you can log in. You can put in your name, your business, what your business is, and you know, check the boxes. And then if something comes up, they now have like a group of or a database of businesses that they can reach out to if they need, you know, porta potties, road cones, you know, something along those lines. But they're also looking. They need like 50,000. You know, volunteers. So if you're not doing anything and you want to go out there and volunteer. It is a couple of other notes is that really we won't know a lot until December 2025 when the draw happens. And then the following January, we'll have a little bit better idea. You know, what teams are coming, what base camps will be here, what training camps will be here. And it's gonna get interesting. That's right. So that's kind of
A nice update. I'll add, I was just out in San Francisco last weekend and you knew FIFA was coming in 2026. They are making it very aware to everybody moving around out there. Hang on.
yeah.
Their traffic is not better than ours.
Yeah. Once there was an idea that we paint the water tower. Paint that as a show artist.
That's what it's here.
Yeah. That would be neat.
And that said, any questions about FIFA? Anybody? Looks like we're moving along there.
Shannon wants to name it.
It's good to discover. Yeah. Fantastic. And I'm sorry.
No, I'm Sonia, Ms. Sonia, United Consumer Credit Union.
All right. Good to meet you, Sonia. I'm Patrick, Jackson County Water District 2. We'll probably introduce you to everybody as we go around. Thank you for comments. That I believe we go down as far here, federal, we're skipping and state, drone. You want to give a little state update this morning? Well, you kind of updated last.
Yeah, well, there is the citizens of the state of Missouri should be at ease right now because we are not in session.
Yes.
We will be September the 11th, we have veto session. So there's nothing on the plate right now, but I'm quite sure they are working something up for us to work on. Right now, there is child care facilities is having a hard time getting their subsidies from the state. I haven't had a call from Raytown, but throughout the state of Missouri, child care facilities are suffering from not being able to receive their allocation from the state. And hopefully they will get that pretty soon. So other than that, that's it.
Okay, that's any questions? The other thing I heard from my NPR, which was the same political party that do with levels of THC and that you could put it in bars, not sell things like that. One side using the other end, so I do believe it's not legal for ours. And with that, we'll see where that. I don't see anybody here from the county to be here, but he was at Alderman Mims' town hall meeting on Wednesday. And did anybody go to that town hall that's here? Okay. Cool. See what happens. We get down now to the city, the city run.
Yeah,
I did not.
no, you're good, I mean, that's what we did yesterday, and they're there right now. See, they're there. And that's the meeting right now.
How's the city doing?
Lot of construction going on.
Yes, there is. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, we have until 2026 to do that one, so you'll see a lot of construction going on for a lot.
We need it. And,
And we do, yeah, a lot of people, especially when I was campaigning, that's one of the things, the infrastructure, we knew that it was crumbling in great towns. We are trying to use that money wisely to try to become.
do that, and people know that everything's money, it's money bound.
Let's hope.
Yes, because.
Yeah.
The reality of the perception that people have, finances of the city seem to be a lot different, you know. So.
We're good there.
On the cities with it. It's right. Shows on the streets. We need a lot of things.
Yeah, and this year we got some grant money, so, that helped. But once that grant money's gone and utilized, we're right back to trying to figure out how to, take care of the infrastructure, so that bond money is gonna. Yeah,
We're gonna redo and reach, I know that also should apply. More Patrick mentioned, that as he said, I had a mobility chair out in the streets.
Yeah.
trying to walk.
our kids walking in the middle of the street, yeah, that's the only fear, is that, I think that this is my own personal opinion, that anywhere there's a school, especially an elementary school, that we need to have some, just for the safety reasons. And it really bothers me when I see people on Raytown Unleashed talk about kids walking. You know, sometimes they need to move off to the side, friend, but the fact of the matter is, we're, you know, we want.
There's, what I heard, school district, we do not have. I think with the shortage of bus drivers, I believe, he was told that if you have to live so far away to get a bus, which means there's a lot more kids walking.
Yes.
And a lot more pickups.
And that's been the case.
Give a shout, you'd be awake when you're driving to school today.
Started on Thursday, so yeah.
For, we used to do, I used to do work with First Student in regards to hotels.
Mhm.
And so they would bring these drivers in from, you know, St. Louis, Atlanta, you know, they would bring drivers in to fill the gaps. And something happened with Kansas City School District where they were getting paid, I think they said $10 to $18 more an hour, which drove, no pun intended, a lot of drivers into that district. So a lot of the surrounding districts are hurting.
So it's, so.
The other thing I want to just mention is the Festival of the Trails coming up on September 14th. And then we talked about this in the park board meeting and in the VOA meeting that Mama's family is wanting to come here. That Mama's family, I don't know if anybody has seen that, but it's centered around a city called Raytown.
Yes.
So they're wanting to come, and some of the people, producers are Raytonians. So they're wanting to come and do a meet and greet here in Raytown.
Awesome.
And that was by the city to do it at Canadian Park. They wanted to do it in an outside venue, which is gonna be a little tricky, but they're gonna bring in tents and heat and all that kind of stuff. But the dates are November the 30th and December 1st. But they wanted, I guess, the folks that are over this wanted it to be in Raytown. And they wanted to be in an outdoor venue. And so, the park board voted, to allow it to come to Canadian Park. And then they'll be responsible for setting and all that, basically a meet and greet, so that they can, see the real city of Raytown. And then they're also gonna, yeah, me too, it's a fun show. And they're also gonna do something at they want to actually do something in the city of Richmond. That is all.
Okay,
And then, any questions you have?
any questions for Loretta this morning? Alan, you're being quiet.
Well, I am. I've been gone for a while. Just kind of getting reoriented. I guess I did have one question for Jeff. How long will the World Cup be in town?
About 2 months.
2 months. Okay.
It's gonna VRBO your house.
Yeah, that is actually a concern from the city is there, and I don't know where you're just at in the discussions of that, but is the ordinance in regards to a transient tax and or short-term rentals. Currently, those are not allowed, nor are they taxed. So if there is going to be any sort of yeah, so not a lot of people,
I think there must be our case.
well, there are. There are Airbnbs and, but they're just not, allowed, but they are. And apparently the police have better things to do than to shut them down so if there were some sort of and from what I understand, it takes nothing short of an act of God to get that, changed, but they would need to modify the charter, the ordinance, something has to go to vote to the people, I believe, to make this transient tax happen, and then for that to happen either on a permanent or a temporary basis. But there are a lot of people that are thinking, I'll just go to Florida 2 months and turn my house into an Airbnb and dodge all the traffic and all this other stuff. That is on that's on the city's list, priority list that Misty and Damon have spoke about. So
What will be the estimated increase in population during that time?
they're expecting, but they're expecting 650,000 people coming into town. At some point, and they're targeting a 2.5 hour radius as far as how many hotels that they're contracting.
I saw there's a park and ride in Des Moines. That's the truth.
Yeah.
So a 2.5 hour drive from Des Moines down to here seems probably reasonable in some
Mhm.
Yeah, that was shot.
Mhm.
Yeah, I talked to somebody in Lincoln, Nebraska. He called the office, wanted to know, certain things. Annaloo's Guest House is a member. They're in Raymore. I think they're already booked, or they have it locked in. They're going to try to get it.
When Asia should remember, but when I was smaller, back from the earth. We did go to the state and we were allowed. Any Airbnbs at the time. It never.
Yeah, I got my basement ready to, I can handle about 4 people down there.
There you go.
The short-term rental thing, I didn't know that wasn't.
No.
Because how, short-term rentals haven't been
Very good.
that long.
It was part of in Independence, they had a thing where they wanted to collect an occupancy tax on the short term, but they weren't allowed to because the verbiage didn't allow for short-term rental. So we had to go through and we had to change the verbiage on the charter. The terminology, but we had to go and we had to change that and make it to where, that could be taxed. And then after that, you just, the city or whomever contacts Airbnb, they contact Verbo and they say, hey, FYI, there's an occupancy tax, 9% or, whatever. They automatically put that in our system and then they cut the city a check, straight from them. So you're not having to deal with the individual Airbnbs, you're dealing with the main company, and that has been very successful. That being said, Kansas City did the same thing, but they came back and they did not like the fact that a lot of people were living in, New Jersey, owning a lot of property in Kansas City, and then doing the Airbnb route, because there's like housekeeping services that you can come in and do it. And so they wanted it to be, if you lived in, they changed it to where if you're gonna have an Airbnb, you have to be like local yourself, like you have to, so they modified that. So.
Good. Anything else in the city?
Nothing else.
Fantastic. Let's get with Rediscover, since we have Ed and Shannon. Any updates?
Shannon, I'm gonna defer to you, because I have to hop off for another meeting, but let's see if she's gonna hop on. There she is.
I'm here.
All right, take care, everybody.
Good morning. I am driving in right now, so I apologize I'm not on camera. No major updates right now. Everything continues to be the same status as before. We're prepping to open our youth intensive outpatient program in Raytown. We are currently hiring for that. So if you know any mental health professionals, send them our way, because we'd like to staff that and get that open. We're launching our... I'm sorry, say that again? I did not hear that.
I was just curious what you were hiring for. I was writing it down, and I stepped on you.
Man, my audio is so not good right now. I apologize, but if you put it in the chat, I'll read it in response to it. My apologies. These early morning meetings get me. So I'm always on my way in. But yeah, so we're opening that. We've got our forensic program opening that we're working with the state, and we're going to be inside the Jackson County Detention Center helping to do competency restoration. So that's prepping. Our focus right now is really also with the schools, as schools just started. So making sure that we're able to get into the schools and be of assistance. Something to mention, we have our Zero Youth Suicide Program that is staffed with individuals who can just really work closely and constantly with any individuals experiencing suicidality. And so our youth program is really focused on students, and Raytown is phenomenal in letting us into the building so that we can go into the school and work with students that are there. But one of the statistics I noted with the youth urgent care is that Raytown is actually one of the cities that we see the least individuals come to us for. One of our highest cities is actually Lee Summit, and then it kind of goes down from there. But Raytown, I think it's like 3% of our people served out of the youth BHEC. So I just kind of want to put that out there. We're here, we can go to you, we can have people come to us, but just making sure the community is aware of that. And then also with the FIFA conversation, I do know that Rediscover, and I'm sure the other mental health agencies, we are prepping and wanting to be a part of that and to assist. So just keeping us in that conversation. We have at Rediscover, we have our mobile units, and we're really hopeful that we'll be able to take our mobile units out so that we can assist at any events that we maybe needed at. So just if we can keep looped in on that conversation, that would be great. And I think that's all I have. And I'm so sorry I couldn't understand the question before, but
keep your eyes on. Yes.
But I'm about to pull up our coffee, so if it's in the chat, I'll chat you back.
Well, Shannon, I can add you to the committee mailing list for 2026 if you'd like to just get the updates and whatnot that we have for that.
Yes, I would be really appreciative for that.
Sylvia, do you have anything you'd like to? Anything or anything you'd like the committee to?
Oh, no, this is my first meeting that I'm attending with this committee, so thank you for asking. I don't have anything right now.
Through the course of the year, we're probably in a downtime politically right now, so that
This is a downtime letter?
well, we're doing anything like that. Yeah. You're all gonna lose your TVs here pretty soon.
Well, I mean, just a teeny bit about, I did run for state representative in HD 30 2 years ago, and like. All sorts of Days with, like a women's political conference. So we'd be happy to.
Yeah.
Sit.
Alan Thompson. Oh, something good.
Something good. One thing, Shannon made a comment on the audio, but it seemed like it's been cutting in and out today. I guess the only thing I would mention was it was nice that the mayor gave a proclamation to Bill Price's wife, honoring Bill Price, founder of
Oh, yeah.
Shamrock. That was a very nice thing. Not very many people were there, which was a shame. But I guess there's also some thought that they may put Bill's name on a city street sign, maybe somewhere. I think that would be nice also.
Oh, I do too. He's done a lot, he's done a lot for Rotary and for. He's never touched. He's been extremely helpful and a very homegrown Braytonian, so.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's about it.
Okay, good to see you all this morning.
Well, and I can just to speak to the, so we did upgrade our internet here. And one of the things on the Zoom meeting that's important is upload. And our upload is like, I don't know, 10 or 100 times faster than it was. But I think that there is, when you record on the cloud, I think there is some sort of latency, so I'll try to record locally on like a USB drive and see if that fixes that. Otherwise, I've been trying to, get the camera resolution better, the audio better, and we've been making trying to tweak that because we're starting to use this a lot. So,
The best line of the day, you said we have some transportation for 2026. They're coming at it a different way. It says the roads are being capable of coming at it different way.
From the air.
From the air. Hey, I appreciate everybody coming. See you in Long-ish, I believe it will be, and we will have a legislative agenda we will be putting together. Put it at this agenda. Goes down to the state of Missouri, or we do not right back to the see, hey, we have a people that's we have a chamber. No, it's in the agenda. Go ahead.
I worked for the state, I used to be a lobbyist.
You know. We appreciate this. We fantastic. That's it. Everybody enjoy your day. It's 25 till. You all have extra time in your life.
If they haven't registered for the luncheon at these.
Oh, luncheon at Bees.
That's a big one.
That is a good one.
We are.
Yeah.
We're in a big room.
It'll be good. And yes, the festival of Charles.
Yeah. As well.
Okay. Very good. Thank you all. Bye, everybody.
All right.
See you later.
Later.